So how is everyone doing this morning? Yes, that's good to hear. Those of you that answered good. Those of you that didn't, well, we understand. The mornings are not our best, right? Well, I titled this talk this morning, "Is this your year to shine?" And I'm going to begin with the quote. I'm not sure who the person that originated this was, but the leaves of life can be found at the bottom of any cup. But only those who drink deep enough to empty the cup will find the wisdom beneath the surface. I think this is kind of a reference of going deeper than our surface self. When an individual begins to search for that wisdom, they will look for the answer to the questions, who am I and what am I? And this begins their inward journey. It often starts by focusing on one's body and the outer environment. In this focusing oneself on oneself, they often become self-obsessed. However, this self-focus excludes others from being their concern. This comes from their genetic programming to become obsessed with their self and their individual identity. This has to do with individual survival and is the cornerstone of human evolution. So it's natural to become self-obsessed with ourselves, that narcissism that we heard of. Remember learning about this in our class I took. This shadow of self-obsession conceals the fear of being different. It shuts a person down at the collective level, making humanity like a bunch of lemmings that follow the crowd. These little creatures tend to get in a big bunch and just jump off a cliff every once in a while, thus allowing their uniqueness to be overridden and their inner light to become dim. Maya Angelou says, stand up straight, realize who you are, that you tower above your circumstances. You are a child of God. Stand up straight. Perhaps if you can shoot down those false ideas you hold about yourself, mainly that you are a body and at the whim of the outer circumstances of your life. If you can do that, then you will have a better chance to know your true self as a spark of God, Creator light. Now it might be a time to ask yourself, is this your year to shine, your hour, your moment to shine your light? Have you ever heard the phrase, shine your light? Perhaps it's time to take a look at what this may mean. My friend, Reverend Don Kerr, introduced me to a song a number of years ago, which has these words as part of the lyrics. Take me, oh take me as I am, because the Creator has placed the seal upon my heart. Can we take ourselves as the marvelous creations that we are and shine with joy in our hearts? One of the things that I keep coming across and have for quite a number of years recently is this concept of opening our heart center. We have these centers of energy that run up and down our spine. And for many of us, this one has remained rather closed over the years. But we're now coming into a time where energies are coming to us that are helping us to open to this light that is within us. The first year I was minister here at Home Center, I made a vision board, which we do quite often here at the beginning of the year. And the title I put on the top of it from cutting out something in a magazine is this your year to shine? And that has stuck with me for a long time. Can we choose to really work at that shining our light into the world? Each of us is kind of like a diamond in the rough. We need to shine it up and let it bring forth the light. So that's kind of where I came up with my topic from that vision board. Within each of us, there is a spark of the Creator's light, a light of love, of creative energy. We actually create with the same kind of power that our Creator had. We are the children of that Creator. And it is up to each one of us to choose to shine this light every day. They're always a choice. When we awaken each day, we are immediately in a position of choice. Do we choose to let the old thoughts that haunt our minds grab hold and attach to our consciousness, be fed? They are like threshold dwellers, waiting to pounce on a scrap of food thrown their way. You know, when we get thinking on these things, if we let our mind go off into all the, yes, good word, garbage, we don't want to throw them that food. We need to grab hold of our mind right away, first thing in the morning. We know who they are, don't we? We know who those guys are. They are the worries, the problems, the guilt, the resentments, the judgments, and the concerns that we have. Do we choose to take command of our thoughts by quieting our mind and not feeding them? If we do, we might then choose to plan our day. We could ask ourselves, what would you like to experience today? Or what can I do to help myself or someone else have a really terrific day? Thinking along the line of beginning the day, I remembered a presenter at a seminar I attended. Actually, it was one that Reverend Madge took a bunch of us to, and it was really for caregivers, but ministers are caregivers too. And this particular speaker was talking about how to avoid burnout. We can all in our lives experience burnout, right? And one of the things she emphasized was valuing your morning time because it would set the tone for the whole day. So valuing that morning time when you first get going in the morning is important. How can a person possibly shine their light and be of help to others if they are feeling out of sorts and cranky or overly burdened by their worries, problems, and concerns? She asked. Then she spoke about the need to take this morning time for yourself to prepare for your day. She explained she had found it made a tremendous improvement in her energy level and her state of mind, making it a lot easier to go through her days and a lot less likely to suffer burnout. And this is something I have found is the truth, exactly what she was talking about. Some days I don't always remember, but when I do, it's a big help. And so I personally value that morning time. I like to vary the way I begin my days. Some days I may meditate. Some days I might exercise my body. I read spiritual material in the morning quite often. And I write sermon notes sometimes. And I practice my tarot card reading for myself. Or I might write in my journal. These are all things that I sometimes do in the morning, along with oftentimes have interesting discussions with my husband. Something else I'm doing these days for the church and for us is that I'm putting out the daily inspirational word, and you can find that by signing up for our email. Is it also on the webpage? I think it is on the webpage as well. Okay, Eric Butterworth said in his book, The Flow of Life, which is a very interesting book, our inner work is of utmost importance if we are to shine our light. So that taking that time to get quiet and look at your own self, really what's going on up here? What beliefs do I hold? What do I believe about myself and the world? We need to take time for that, as well as being quiet enough to listen to the answers we get to those questions. You are always at choice in every moment of your life. Free will is something that is available to every one of us. It is the most wonderful gift we have received from our Creator. How you choose to use this gift is totally up to you. Awareness of your creative ability to manifest is the key. And choosing to ask for the help and guidance which we might need can help us create a higher life, one in which we can become a beacon of light and love is one way to shine our light. When we can truly connect to our soul, our higher self, we can become like the light that attracts inspiration and abundance of all the good the Creator has to give us. And I certainly have seen this happen for many people when they start really working at getting in touch with their light. For instance, Chris's sister, Angela, she's really been working on this. She was out with a bunch of friends one night. Granted, it was to have a drink, but her friends kept saying to her, "You seem to be glowing. You seem to be glowing." Yes, we will begin to glow, and that inner light really ignites with us. That truly happens. And we are given opportunities when we get into this higher consciousness, into this light to help others. Every human being who takes the time needed to connect to their inner light and to the Creator can become a shining light. But it can help to raise not only their own vibration and the others around him, but the whole vibration of the planet itself, everything. We're all interconnected. So as we shine our lights, more light comes into the world. It is a wonderful place that we have here. And every human being, I'm sorry, I lost my place here. Okay, and when others look upon our planet, they're going to remark what a beautiful world Earth is. It shines like a beautiful blue jewel. It is a wonderful place full of happy, healthy, wonderful beings, full of love and light. Wouldn't that be something? The reality you experience each moment is totally under your control. If you choose to take the driver's seat in the vehicle of your soul, by making this choice, you can access all the help you need simply by asking and connecting to the creative source of all that is, Creator God. Remember, you are so much more than your personality. You are a powerful creator that has been given dominion over the life you choose to create. And that choice can be to make this your time to shine. A wonderful prayer given to us by James O'Day goes in a certain way, and I chose to kind of make it into a more personal expression. And it goes like this: my soul is awake, my heart is open, my light is shining, my love is flowing, my wounds are now dissolving, and peace is radiating. In using this simple prayer, we are requesting ourselves to awaken to our true self, open our heart center, to allow our light to shine, which will dissolve our wounds and allows the peace of the Creator God to radiate into the world through us. By turning on the light within, we become the more of which Reverend J often spoke. Because the light is that attracting being that brings the goodness of Source to our being. I'd like to close this morning with this little poem. I'm not sure who wrote it. It's titled God Within. Closer than a touch on your skin, deeper than the breath you draw in, stronger than the hurricane wind is the dwelling God within. So again, I will ask, is this your year, your hour, your moment to shine your light? Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Just a reminder, people. Important these bodies.
Absolutely.
And what's going on in that outer world doesn't have to be if we all were to shine our light and really wake up to who we are.
Mhm.
When I was in Hawaii a number of years ago, I picked up this book. It's called, it's actually a trilogy, but it's called Ano, which I believe means one. And I'm going to ask you to go into a contemplative state, just kind of listen to these words and think on them. So just take a couple deep cleansing breaths with me. Breathe in and let it out with a, yeah, just let it. One more. The high self is old and wise. It glows over the man like a painted halo in an old icon. It is the great comforter you seek. It is the guardian and both mother and father, an androgynous parent in whom one can place implicit trust. Man must live under its guidance as a loving son. If harmonious earthly life is to be found. But for some reason, this higher self never descends uninvited. It waits to be asked in the seat of a prayer. So if we remember and go back to the fact that we want to open ourselves, we want to awaken our soul. We want to open our heart center. We want to let our light shine. We want to let our love flow. We want to dissolve our wounds, and we want to radiate our peace. We can become that light of the world. Okay, at this point, we're going to have Kinder come up and do the offering and the announcements. And that's going to be followed by I think the closing prayer and then the closing music.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
we'll have metaphysical moments.
Cool.
That's how the rest of our program will be. Thank you.
Beautiful, Connie.
Thank you, Connie. I feel pumped up. I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah.
Good stuff, yeah.
All right. So now is the time where we do our offering. And so we all come into this space together. All are volunteers. Everybody at the home center is a volunteer. And so this is the time where we pass the basket. If you're able to donate physical resources, very important. Keep the roof up, the heat on, all that good stuff. So if you are able to give that gift, we take that gift here in our hands today next to our heart. We bless that gift, knowing that as it flows freely and generously through this beautiful community of love, that it will serve all of us and circle back around straight to you, blessing you tenfold for all of your wants, needs, and desires to serve your highest and your greatest good. And with that, be our So Chris is gonna pass the basket around here. And we also have PayPal online, so if it's easy for you to do PayPal, that works great. The address for that is paypal.me/homecentersalem.